Our sun generates tremendous amounts of energy every day. The energy generated is a foundation for all life forms on our planet, including humans. To get to Earth, this energy travels across space at the speed of light in the form of waves, each of them having a different wavelength. A wavelength is the distance from the top of one wave to the top of the next. The shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency, and vice versa. Also, energy has a tie with the wavelength, where the shorter it is, the more energy it contains. The sun produces lots of different wavelengths, which form the electromagnetic spectrum, going from the smallest gamma rays to the largest radio waves. Of the entire electromagnetic spectrum, we humans only see a certain portion of this, called the visible spectrum, which is formed by any wavelengths between 380 to 750 nanometers. A nanometer is a minuscule unit of measurement. In fact, it would take 6 million nanometers to make up 1 centimeter. This means that the largest wavelength visible to the human eye must be 130 times smaller than the width of a human hair. The rest of the electromagnetic spectrum is known as the invisible spectrum, and it includes longer wavelengths than we can perceive, and in order ascending to the highest wavelength, these are infrared, microwave, and radio waves. It also contains shorter wavelengths that we can depict, and in descending to shortest wavelength, these are ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. In the visible spectrum, going from shortest to largest wavelength, the order goes violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. This means that inside the visible spectrum, red has the largest wavelength, implying that violet has the highest frequency. But to interpret these wavelengths, the human retina uses 3 types of cone cells, each of them specialized to detect a certain color. One is great for green, another one for blue, and the last one for red. Notice that there are no specific cone cells for colors like orange, so what the brain does is marginally activate both green and red cone cells in order to match the specific wavelength required to see orange, which is in between the wavelengths of both green and red. So now you see why we interpret different things in living organisms in a certain color, and hopefully you understand the rest of the electromagnetic spectrum that is invisible to the naked eye.